Daniel Joseph Regelski. Dan. I'm Dan. I almost had a nickname, which I'm really now resentful that I gave up. My dad tried to call me Chachi, but I do remember consciously telling him at one point when I was like maybe 8 years old that I didn't want to be called Chachi. But now I think it would have been nice. It's kind of cool. I grew up in Hamburg, New York, which is a suburb of Buffalo. When you enter into Buffalo as you're driving on the 90, it says, "Welcome to Buffalo, an all-America city." I feel like they want you to consider the South towns, the North towns, everything, all like this all-America city experience. I am a small town person, like I still am, even though I live in the city. I was cast in a play in 3rd grade called Give Thanks America. It was George Washington being taken into the future to behold this country that he helped get going. I was pretty outgoing, so I got to play George Washington. There were 3 George Washingtons. One was like pre-time travel George Washington, who then came back at the end as like the bookends George Washington, and that was me. I forgot all my lines in my play. I pretty much just ad-libbed my going into the future scene. I had a ball doing that, and then I think I proceeded to like continue to purposefully do it for the rest of the run. It's been a play that I've been working on for over 3 years. It's the one that I keep around that I haven't like been like, okay, kill that. I started writing it based off of an ad for a clinical trial. You know, like who hasn't been in a position where like you have no money and you hear one of those ads and you're like, oh my god, could I do that? And then I found this awesome article pretty much all about the way that circuit kind of works. There's a lot of people consider themselves to be professional guinea pigs. This is a real world thing that's very bizarre, which is like, ding. But I also feel like just in essence deals with a lot of human emotion, which is, I guess, was the draw point about it. Stakes in the situation seem very high to me. And then the article was actually all about how the stakes are actually kind of humorously low. A lot of these people do become professional guinea pigs because it's a really warm environment where you kind of like sit around and play video games a lot. And to find a story into it, I kind of just dealt with the kind of person who didn't need to do such a thing but would actually want and desire to do such a thing. I recently did the Glass Bandits reading. The overall thing I kept hearing is that my main man in the play, people are losing him a little bit. They kind of feel him at the beginning and feel him at the end, but are kind of losing how he gets from point A to point B. I feel like when you're trying to speed through and get to the end of a draft, you're trying to tell the story, and when you hear it, you allow yourself to go, oh, that's where you're checking back in. The plot is maybe kind of like holding you back a little bit and pushing you forward in places you're not ready to move forward. I need to like, you know, structurally re-examine the play. It'll be fun. Money. Because I'm here right now, made fresh daily. No, but in all honesty, if I could change anything, it would be paying people the amount that they deserve to get paid. To snobbery, to think like, oh, well, those aren't the people that we're gonna see our kind of play, you know. For a company to think something like that is really bizarre. Everyone can see every kind of play and should want to. The third one was more welcomed failure. The smartest and best people I know that are making theater repeat that. We're making things about failure. Failure is a huge part of theater because it can and does often rely on the frailty of living, breathing dynamics. I wrote immediate stories that are both larger than life and close to home. This picture is supposed to go with that sentence. I also use text, which is probably against the rules. And then I wrote, yes! that to me, you don't get in there unless I go like, huh? And then I go, yes. That's the process. So that's what I like.